Hi, Stephen. It's good to see
Yep,
you again.
me too.
How are you how are you feeling this week? How's the past week been?
Um, it's been okay. Um, Work's just been stressful and things at the house have been kind of tense. Um, but other than that, everything's good.
Okay, so dealing with some of the same issues that we've been talking about, the tenseness.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, before we get into that stuff, I want to check up on your progress with the dysfunctional thought record. I know it can be kind of taxing. Were you able to complete one of those?
Um, Actually, I did not
Okay,
read it again this week.
that's
Um,
totally fine.
I'm
Um,
looking at the blank one right now, and I don't know. There was definitely times when I probably could have used it, but I didn't even think about my homework until just right before the session, actually.
That's okay. I appreciate you being honest with me. And I know how that can happen. A lot goes on in a week, especially with a young baby and work and school. So, um, totally get it. And it's kind of hard to, maybe we should have suggested a daily reminder or something to check in and be like, you try to use your thought record today, because I know I'm the same way and I can forget stuff, kind of as soon as you leave the office, and then it doesn't really come back to mind until our next session. So,
Yeah, I
um,
mean, I know it's helpful. When we did it last session, it was helpful to see it written out, but um, I don't know. It's just hard to do it like in the moment.
right. I totally understand. Um, do you think that, because I want to get to a place where we're making this as easy on you as possible. So, because I don't want it to be like a chore to do these little homework assignments. Obviously, like the whole goal of this is to help you out and get you, practiced with the skills that you need to be successful. So, in the future with homework stuff, do you think it would be helpful to set a reminder in the morning, just to keep it on your mind, so it's not like a thing that happened a week ago and you never wrote it down or anything? Maybe just setting a little reminder, being like,
Hmm.
you do your CBT stuff today. uh,
Sure. Like before, like a couple days before our next session.
right, or maybe even just having a repeating alarm, because like you said, you don't want to force it into a situation where it doesn't really fit.
Uh-huh.
um, but whatever you think is best, like having one a couple days before, having one that goes off every day until you do it. It's up to you, because you know yourself and your habits better.
Hmm. Yeah, I guess I could set like an alarm every day, like during my lunch break. During
Okay, every day during lunch break. That sounds great. How long is your lunch break?
I get an hour.
Okay, so maybe even enough time to complete it, if depending on what it is. I don't think I'll ever assign you homework that's going to take you longer than an hour. So
Well, then I gotta still eat too, and sometimes I gotta run errands. So.
yeah, totally get it. And like I said, I don't want to take up any unnecessary time. All this stuff is hopefully beneficial to you.
Mhm.
So, I'm happy though that you said that it was helpful to do it last session. Maybe we'll kind of circle back around to it depending on, um, what you're kind of wanting. And on that note, I think it's time we like check in about goals. Just like, I want to make sure that we're on the same page and that you're getting what you need out of therapy.
Mhm.
Um, because CBT is all about collaboration. And if there's something that you feel we need to change, or want to just take the time now to acknowledge what you want to get out of this experience, we can, keep a record of that and start kind of moving towards those goals. Does that sound okay?
Sure.
Okay, awesome. So I know it's kind of a big question to say, like, what do you want to change? There's the thing that we like to call like the magic question, or the $1 million question, or whatever. If you could wave a magic wand and have something about your life be different, what would that be?
I want to be able to get along with my wife better.
Get along with your wife better. All right, that's a great one. Okay, so we can make that a goal if that is of importance to you. And that's a big one. It's going to be a multifaceted kind of working every day towards that type of thing. But
you said you had a magic wand, right? And you can fix it.
That's true. I did. So there will be a little bit of work involved, but I think that's a great overarching goal to have. Are there any other things that you want to get out of this experience? It could be anything work related to your kid, your pets, yourself, how you feel about yourself.
Yeah, I don't know if you can help me with this, but might be able to. I wish my my job was less stressful, or my work environment, I guess. I wish it was better.
Okay. So I get where you're coming from there. I mean, work is kind of one of those things that it's just a stressor in everybody's lives. But you're right. I can't really help the work environment get better, but what if we kind of adjust that goal to be, we can either kind of go in the direction of time management, if that feels like an issue, or we can do stress management.
Yeah, I don't like, stress management is better.
Stress management. Okay.
Yeah, I think that I manage my time well, and I hate it when my supervisor tells me that maybe I need to just look at my time management, because that's been the go-to reason for many times, and there's just there's just not enough hours in the day. And so I really get frustrated when I'm told that. So let's go with stress management. Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. That does sound like it would be really frustrating. And when bosses they have no idea, they're off doing their own little thing, and they don't know how long each task that they ask you to do actually takes, and they can be really out of touch. So yeah, we can definitely work on just learning how to deal with your boss, because unfortunately they're your boss and I can't talk to them. Maybe you can get them to come to therapy, and then we'll see. But okay, so we've got improve your relationship with your wife, stress management for work. Let's make it to 3. 3 is a good number.
Okay, another goal. I'd like to watch our spending.
Okay.
Specifically to eating out. We eat out. probably too much, and that takes a toll on the budget.
Yeah, that's so much easier to do than making food at home. I get you there. Meal planning is so stressful.
Yeah, and the wife hasn't had much time to cook, with the baby, so it's much easier to grab something. But
Okay. Those are 3 wonderful goals. I think we can definitely address all of these. I want to, sometimes it helps to break each goal down a little bit into smaller action steps. So I don't know how many we'll get through today, just with our limits on time, but I want to go ahead and start doing that. And then maybe we can make one of those action steps a homework assignment, if that sounds okay with you.
okay.
Okay. So which one do you want to break down first? Improving relationship with your wife, stress management for work, or managing spending?
We can do, let's start with the easy one, I think. Let's start with spending.
Spending. Oh, that's the
Yeah.
easy one. Interesting.
Yeah.
All right.
See,
So
I know what it takes, and I feel like I budget well. I don't always, I eat out sometimes, but I think it's just getting both of us on the same page and both wanting to have that common goal
right.
can be difficult.
Yeah, definitely. So I'm just gonna spitball some things here, and obviously you guys, your relationship a whole lot better than I do. So if I say anything that's like, nah, that's not gonna work, you just let me know. These are just things that I've used with clients in the past, and just kind of depends on the person as to whether or not they work. So I'm hearing that it might be helpful to have maybe set aside just a small portion of a singular day per week to meal plan together. Do you think that that's doable? I realize that everybody's busy and you got different things going on. How do you feel about that?
I think so. I think that'd be helpful. Yeah.
Okay. And if you can't get around to it, it's like, hey, that's not going to work out. That's totally fine. All of this is subject to change, and that's what it's for. But I'll go ahead and write that down. Meal planning once a week with your wife, just so that you guys know you're on the same page.
Yeah, because we're not on the same page.
Yeah.
I mean, she does all the planning, but we don't have like a specific day. And so I always just like ask her like, what's for dinner? Are you cooking something? And it just depends if she's had a chance to cook it. And so not only do we eat out, but sometimes when we eat out more than we should, then the food or the meal plans that we had planned, the food goes bad. And so then we're wasting food and spending extra money eating out. And it's like a double whammy.
Right. Yep. Oh, I can see how that would be really hard.
And it's frustrating for me. I get angry and blame her, which doesn't help my first goal of getting along better. So, yeah.
So maybe these 2 goals will kind of play in with each other and work off of each other. And by managing spending, your relationship will get a little bit better.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
And if I can manage my stress at work, then I won't come home already like on edge with him.
Boom. Exactly.
So
that's what we love to hear. I think all these things will work together, and once we break them down, and into like smaller and smaller steps, you just got to make just a little bit of progress each week and make our way there. Okay, so that's a great action step. I would also, again, just spitballing, I've heard a lot of positive feedback from people who have trouble meal planning and just kind of taking the time to go grocery shopping to doing one of the delivery meal plan services. Do you know if that's an option in your area? Because I know it doesn't.
We've tried those before.
You have tried those before? Okay.
Mhm.
What ended up being the barrier to continuing that, just so that I know?
We like them. But they didn't, a lot of times they didn't like produce a lot of leftovers. And so we like to cook large quantities of things. So we have like leftovers that I could take to work or something.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair enough. I have seen that. They do tend to be like, nightly meals, and they're not really made for leftovers, which I love.
You like to cook,
leftovers.
you like to cook every day.
Yeah, that's too much time. Okay, so that's good to know. We'll just scrap that one. What about, just thinking here. So you said you like meals that have a lot of leftovers. Do you have like your go-to meals that produce a lot of food?
Chili, enchiladas, soups.
Those are great. Yeah, those are some of my favorites too. Have you ever tried jambalaya?
I've tried it, but we haven't made that ever. Mm-mm.
That's a good one. Okay, so I think what could also help is compiling a list of your kind of go-to easy large leftover meals that you can kind of refer back to every week when you meal plan, that maybe you make it a goal to do one of those, at least one of those every week. Because it just gets so overwhelming sometimes to try to like branch out and try to cook new things. And I mean, I'm just speaking from my experience here. So if this isn't your experience, obviously let me know. But I think just having those staple meals to fall back on might be helpful. I don't know.
Mhm. Yeah, I think that could be helpful. We like to try different things. It just that can be good and bad because sometimes we make something we don't like, and then here we are wasting more food.
Right. Okay. All right. Staple foods list. Okay. Dang. So we always run out of time, see, because we just get chatting away. However, before we end, I'd like to make a concrete step that you can make. So looking at our list of goals here and our few little action steps, how would you feel about sometime in between now and the next session figuring out a day of the week in a collaborative conversation with your wife, a day of the week, and preferably a time too, but I can understand how you need some flexibility on that, to like make your meal planning day.
I think Saturdays.
Saturdays?
Yeah, we'll do it Saturday and then get the groceries Sunday.
Okay, and you think that'll work with your wife's schedule too?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so I want you to check in with your wife and make sure that that works with her and how she feels about that action step there, or how she feels about that little plan to kind of get you guys on the same page. Because if both of you aren't eager about it, then it's probably not going to work,
Sure.
Okay, so, and as part of that, what are you going to do to remind yourself?
Well, I'll have to set alarm tomorrow. on Saturday.
Perfect.
Yeah, I'll set an alarm, but this is something that I never thought of, and actually is a really good idea. So I think I'm excited enough to try this that I will remember.
Awesome. I love to hear that. Sweet. All right. So we'll set an alarm. We'll talk to your wife. And yeah, if you don't have any other thoughts, concerns, or anything, I'll have to let you go for a week.
Alrighty, thank you.
All right. Good to see you, Stephen.
All right, you too.
Ooh.